It's been going bonkers. I mean, it's just, in the first 30 days, well over 5,000 people have joined from many different countries. They just opened up the official list of 63 countries last night. So, wow, guys, this is unreal. It's soft launch, not even in pre-launch yet. We're in soft launch, and there's this much excitement, this much going on. And really what it comes down to, this is kind of the message. I got to spend most of the day yesterday with the corporate guys. I got to meet with Trent Walker. We had breakfast with Ed Terranova and John Stahl. And then later on, we got to meet with, everybody, but we got to meet with the banking guys. So Peter and Bill Fleury, they came in and they sat down and talked to us. It was intense. Oh my gosh. The end of it, all of us, we were just in this conference room and we're just like, we had, Dave Dove and Ed and myself and John, and we're there with Richard. And when we were done listening to Peter and Bill, they walked out and we were just like, what? So yeah, it's gonna be amazing, guys. It really is. But today, the theme of this webinar is things as they really are. Okay, I really wanted to bring that up because there's with excitement, I get it. People are excited. And we're starving for information, right? And we're starving for legitimacy. Okay, these are some of the things we talked about yesterday. So maybe some of you have noticed that we live streamed it, right? We did a Facebook Live of the Thursday night event, and then the next morning we had to delete it, right? We had to delete it because they asked us to, right? They said, "Hey guys, we're going to talk about stuff that's going to poke the sleeping bear," right? And we don't want to do that yet. We need to make sure we're up and growing and solid and all that before we have a bear fight on our hands. And so they asked us to delete that, take it down. They asked everybody else in the audience, don't record it, right? Because they don't want the whole plan to get out there, and that's fine, right? We need to respect that. We need to understand where we're at, in this point in time. It is a soft launch right now, and we're not even in pre-launch yet. Right? Soft launch, 30 days. That's it. Yet the excitement's so huge that people they're demanding the information, right? They want it. They want to feel legitimate. They want to feel like it's a real opportunity. And I understand that completely, right? I mean, the majority of you guys didn't get to sit in that conference room yesterday with me and Ed and John and Dave. We wished you could have been, but we're hopeful that we can transmit the excitement and the stuff that we heard and felt during those meetings to you, and that you can have just some faith, right? Borrow some of our excitement, borrow some of our faith based on what we know, what we've heard, and use that for now, and let corporate get things built, let them, get it done, that they understood, right? Because there were people asking, why did you take the video down? Why did you take it down? We were going to watch it. And there were some upset people, right? They were, we were going to share it with my leaders and stuff. And so they asked, right? So Roger and Kevin asked, why do you guys need that? Isn't the 2-minute video enough? Right? Because we're sharing that video with people and they're getting excited and they're wanting to go out and recruit just based on the little 2-minute video we have of the card. And I told him, I said, yes, that's a great recruiting tool. It's a great way to get people excited and want them to get in. But then people start getting attacked, right? People start getting the skepticism starts to come in, and you've got people that look up stuff on Google. They look up, the history and whatever, and they start to plant those little seeds of doubt, right? No, is that really going to happen? Am I wasting my time? Is they're just going to take the money and run and all that stuff, right? All those things start to get because we have a self-defense mechanism, right? We don't want to be embarrassed. We don't want to get scammed. We don't want to feel like, we got involved in something, and then all of a sudden it goes away, and then they say, we told you so, right? We don't want any of that, obviously. And so we start to kind of put up our defenses, and we're like looking, okay, we're excited. And so we want it to be real, right? We want it to actually work, and we're hopeful that it will, and all of that stuff. But then, the naysayers are like, oh, you're silly, you're crazy, you're an idiot. Why are you doing that? And our belief level, right? So I understand completely. And so I've told them, this is what we need. And the corporate trainers, me, myself, and our friend Juan Moreno was there too. So anyway, we're all on the same page. We're all coming up with a lot of things for everybody to show legitimacy, right? To show what is the truth. Okay, we're going to come up with a site for that that talks exactly about what the truth is. We're going to have actual, hey, here's how you get started stuff. Here's recognition stuff. We're going to make it all very professional. Yeah, we're on it, guys. We as leaders, we are on it. We're going to be creating all this stuff, and you will be impressed with what you see. I can promise. It's going to be awesome. So a lot of things coming a week from today, right? On the 15th, okay, that's when we actually are going to go into pre-launch. That was announced on Thursday. And what are we going to get? Yes, we're going to get our rewards portal that has the discounts and the travel stuff and all those things. Okay, that's coming. Also on the 15th, that is the first payday, right? Commission run ended last night, and now first paydays this next week. And then of course we have to remember it's a weekly pay. Okay, it's a weekly pay. So the reality of it is, because we've got a lot of frustrated people who are like, the cutoff last night, and there's still people, maybe not sponsored correctly, or maybe, there's something wrong in their name, or who knows, right? Whatever, just different issues, or, this person, so-and-so couldn't sign up because there was an error or whatever, right? And all that. Well, they're working on it, guys. They are working on it. This is just the first commission run. Okay, that's all we need to be worried about. It was just, that last night was the cutoff for the first commission run. But then everything that happens this week will get paid out the following commission run every Friday. So nobody's lost major things at all, right? The only thing that is kind of, I guess, an issue that needs to be worried about is individuals that got placed in the first, there was like 600 of us that got placed in the beginning, right? We manually created a spreadsheet, and we put all the names in, and we structured it and everything. We submitted that so we could have the first 5 levels of the company ready to go. And that got put in, but for some reason, not everybody got their welcome email, or not everybody was actually realized that they were on the list, which is amazing to me. But anyway, so there are some of those individuals that haven't paid yet, right? And didn't pay. And they were originally told that they would have until today at noon to make their payment, or they would be erased from the system, right? Well, a lot of those people were in international countries, right? Countries that weren't on the list. And so because that list just barely got populated last night, it just barely went live with that whole list of countries and everything. So now they've extended that. So they're going to extend that also out to the 15th. Okay. So if you are one of those individuals, or you have people on your team that are on that list that got placed manually and they haven't paid yet, go talk to them, get them in, because they have until next Saturday, the 15th, to make their payment and not get erased from the system. Okay, so that's good news, right? We have a whole nother week. Now that all the countries are there, go get them. Okay, go get them in, explain how amazing this is, how awesome it is. Okay, the other concern that they had, that we were hearing, is the broken telephone issue, right? You guys all know how a broken telephone game works, right? Where somebody tells this person something, and they tell somebody, and they tell somebody, and it just changes over after about 10 people. It's totally different from what the first person said, right? We know that. And that's what happens in network marketing a lot. Things get blown out of proportion, things get exaggerated. And what they want is to, have us, number one, we're going to create this website, the Our Network Truth. Okay. And in there, it's going to have the truth. All right. It's going to have the official information. This is who everybody is. Because it was funny. So Trent Walker, one of the 5 creators, he was amazed. He was like, what's going on here? I've got people out there saying that I was the founder of Google and, and all these things, right? He's like, no. He's like, I am not all that. I did not create the earth we walk on in the universe, right? I'm not that, right? I'm just a normal guy. I've got experience. I worked at Google. I worked at Facebook, and all those things he said. And we have his bio, okay? And you can refer to that. But yeah, we got to be careful, right? Roger Taylor, right? He did marketing for NASCAR. Yes, that is true. But there's people out there saying that he was the chief marketing officer at NASCAR, and that's not true. Okay, so we don't need to exaggerate things, right? That was their point. Was, hey guys, let's keep it real, right? Things as they really are. Okay, don't exaggerate. We don't need to do income claims, right? We don't need to be doing any kind of exaggeration. We don't need to be talking about stuff that's not quite ready yet or that may not ever be implemented. All of that. If it's future, if they're just plans, right? Don't be talking about it, because we want to talk about things as they really are. Who is Richard really? Who is Trent really? Who is Roger really? Right? That's what we need to be focusing on, is the reality of it. Because when you say stuff that's not 100% true, then it gets out there, and then it gets exaggerated even more, and then all of a sudden somebody finds out what is true, and now they're upset, right? Now they're mad. Now they're frustrated with you because they felt like, they just got lied to, right? Or scammed or whatever, because they found out the truth. So just be careful. Be careful about what you share, right? We don't need to exaggerate it. We don't need to go over the top, right? Just tell people what we actually have, which is good enough. It really is. Okay. And I know everyone's wanting that legitimacy. Like I said at the beginning, we want people to stop making fun of us, right? And I understand. But the truth is good enough. What we have here is not your typical multi-level opportunity. It's not. Okay, so you don't need to do any kinds of income claims or product claims, which are the 2 no-nos in the industry. You don't have to do that, right? I mean, that's what gets companies in trouble. That's why, these companies go out of business, because the FTC comes in and says, hey, your people are saying that this product cures cancer, and you can't say that, right? That's not legit. Okay. Or, you got people out there saying, hey, I'm making $4,000 a month, and they haven't even had a first payday yet. Right. Don't be doing that kind of stuff. It's just good enough as it is. You need to set the proper expectation, thing as they really are. And the things as they really are is what? On the 15th, we will have our rewards portal with all the goodies. Okay. On the 15th, we'll get our first payday. On the 15th, we were told, that we've got our back office, and it's going to be much improved. Okay. It's not going to be just like it looks like now, where you click on it, you have to double click it and it opens up and all that. No, they're going to add some really cool stuff, make it more pretty and all that. The back end side of things, right? Or the motor, the engine, that's all done, right? That's what Trent told us on Thursday, was that most everything's 100% done. There's a couple other things that were like 99% done, but they're going to get those ready and have them 100% done by pre-launch, by the 15th. And then everything else is just graphical, right? It's just a skin that you put over the motor. It's just, it's the same motor, in all the Volkswagen cars, right? Whether it's a Golf or a Jetta or whatever, it's the same motor. It's just a different model shape, right, on it. So that's what's going to change, right? All the graphical stuff, make it look pretty and everything, that's coming. They're developing that. We'll be able to click in there and see, hey, here's the commission module. This is how much money I'm owed. This is how much I've been paid already. All that stuff will be there, right? Everything that we've ever wanted will be there. Reporting and just cool things that they're going to create for us so we can start. So yeah, on the 15th, when we go into pre-launch from soft launch, we will have legitimacy. We will have the website that says ournetworktruth.com or whatever we're going to call it, right? Where you can send people. So if they're out there looking up, stuff, negative things, whatever, we can say, yeah, those guys all have an agenda. Those guys want to drive traffic to their website so they can make advertising money, right? Or they want to say, oh yeah, we did a truthful review about this company, and then they say, yeah, we give it a C+, but really you should join this one because this is the one I'm doing, right? And it's really cool. That's all they do, right? It's just marketing, trying to get you to see, all these negative things so that you'll join them in their deal, right? So if we can send people to our truth site, right, and just say, hey guys, you want to know the truth? Here it is. Boom. Don't believe the exaggeration. Don't believe the stuff that, it's just out there. It's just gossip, right? Here's the truth. Boom. We can direct people there. We can direct people. Here's the welcome stuff. Here's everything you need. Here's your videos. Here's the PDF documents you need to share with people. Here's our recognition page, right? Here's where you can see who's ranking up, who's doing what, who's coming into the company, who are being successful and all that. We'll have like a question and answer thing. You can come in there and ask questions and get training and everything. We're going to have all this stuff, right? And it's going to be awesome. So the legitimacy part, don't need to worry about it. We're going to be able to have interviews with each of the 5 creators. That we can share with people who they are, their background, all that stuff. There's a ton of things that we're going to be coming out with that will provide that legitimacy, right? And I know the number one legitimacy thing is going to be when we have the card in our hands, okay? But things as they really are, all right, I'm going to be just upfront and truthful with you guys, is that, yeah, even they thought they might be able to get a prototype, like 50 cards and, send them out just to a few leaders so we can have that. Probably not going to happen anytime soon, okay? That if it happens, it won't be till later this year, all right, at some point, okay? So don't be expecting that. I know that would just like shut everybody up. I've got a card. Look, here it goes. Here it works, right? They're working on it, okay? But it's probably still going to be several months away before that even becomes a remote possibility. So just be patient. It's coming. It's working. They're doing it. But it's because, for right now, we need to talk about things as they really are. And what do we have right now? The rewards portal. Okay. So the rewards portal, our amazing compensation plan, amazing people behind this thing. That's what we have right now. That's what we need to focus on during pre-launch. Okay. And other cool things that are coming out later. So obviously we know we're getting the bank account. We know we're getting, all that moving in the background, right? And we will have that. And that will also be in the next, who knows, few months, okay? Probably around anywhere from 90 days to maybe a little bit more out, okay? So that is, that's coming, and it's real. But that's why we're in pre-launch, okay? We won't be launched until January. When we actually launch, it's because that's when we'll have everything. We'll have, the banking will all be working. We'll have the card, right? The Revv Card. You can order it and use it and everything. We'll have all the system, the back end of everything working great, right? People will be getting paid seamlessly throughout the world. That all needs to be built over the next 6 months, basically, okay? And then we can launch in January. That's what's coming. So it's going to be a fun ride, but things as they really are, we are in soft launch. In 1 week, we'll barely be getting into pre-launch, okay? And we'll have enough, but it will just continue to get better. So that's what we need to really realize, that we need to be patient, okay? There's so much to do. There's so much to do, and they are working nonstop. Like we heard, so JMac, he's our programmer, okay? He's our lead programmer. And he literally, this is no joke, no exaggeration, he literally went 3 days without sleep to get our back office done so we could start. Okay. That's the kind of sacrifice these guys are doing. They're literally working all hours of the day and night to make this work. They're constantly just, it's like nonstop. Literally, they'll, like Kevin, he'll say, "Oh, Jeremy, just by the way, I need to go spend a couple hours with my family," right? So I'm going to kind of sign off for a bit, right? And then I'll be back in like 2 hours, right? And you can start asking me questions again. So they do that, right? They'll actually work all through the night and everything. They are nonstop. It's amazing. So guys, please respect, okay? Respect what they're doing. Respect that there's so much going on, so much that needs to be done. And we know, customer support, they're slow to answer sometimes, right? Or they answer just kind of quick, like, "Oh yeah, we're getting it done," right? Or something. And it's because they've got so much to do, so many tickets they're handling, so many things they got to send over to the technical guys and everything to get changed or whatever. And it came down to, here was the question, right? What do you guys prefer? Do you want it to all be just perfect and everything, before we pay you, right? And so to do that, we probably won't be able to even pay you until July sometime. Or do you want to get paid, right? And at the end of the day, Richard and us as leaders, we said, yeah, we'd rather get paid. I think that would be more motivating. That would give more legitimacy to this than anything else. And so, yeah, why don't you guys focus on getting us paid on the 15th? Then we'll worry about, sponsor changes and, corrections on different things and whatever, right? So that was a decision that had to be made based on the resources that we have currently, things as they really are, right? We're in soft launch. And I don't know about anybody else, but I believe that getting people paid on the 15th is the priority. Because before we pay people, we're a joke, right? We're just another, pyramid scheme, whatever. But if we have a product, rewards portal is the discount portal and travel portal, all that. That's what they're calling it. It's called the rewards portal. Okay. And that's where you go to get your discounts at the 300,000 merchants or whatever. That's where you go to find your travel deals and stuff. Okay. That's the rewards portal. That's our first product. Okay. And getting paid. So the commissions module. Once we have those two things, once we can show that, yes, people can get paid and that they can get their discounts, now we're legit. Now the company can go focus on some of these other things and, making changes they need to or whatever and improving on the system stuff. But those are the two main things, right? It's the accounts receivable, having people be able to pay in from all these different countries and being able to pay out to all these different countries, right? Those are key things. Can you deliver the product? Can you receive money from the people? Can you pay them the commissions? Key things, right? Those three things. Once we have those three things, away we go. Now we're in pre-launch. Now we can start to move, okay? So that's what we're expecting. That's what's so exciting is that we actually now have these things coming up on the 15th, okay? That's what they're working on. Everything else is secondary, and now we can call ourselves because we have something to show, right? Showing that people got paid. And there's some cool things too that they were talking to us about with international payments. Now, obviously, this is not happening on the 15th, okay? Do not get me wrong here, all right? This is just what is potential, okay? This is what's been done. I think Trent was saying he did it when he was at Google, because at Google they have the whole AdSense program and people with YouTube, right, that get they do their videos, and so you monetize your video watches and you can get paid. Well, in other countries, I think it was Brazil, if I'm not mistaken, okay, it was in Brazil where they have the option to pay somebody in cash by having a guy drive up and on his motorcycle, knock on your door and deliver cash to you. Right. So there's some really cool things that they're planning, okay, that are coming down the road. And for the majority of people, obviously, we're just going to hook up your bank account, have the money transfer right into your bank account, and away you go for now. And then in the future, down the road, once we have the banking all set up and everything, then the commissions will just go right in your Revv account, right? Obviously. But for countries where, the Revv account's not going to be immediate or whatever, then they do have some really cool ways to pay people, right? And the people can request, oh, I would like to get paid, in cash, right? Or I want to, go pick it up at a 7-Eleven or something, right? You say, oh, pick it up at 7-Eleven. Cool. You drive over to 7-Eleven, pick up your cash, right? They just hand it to you. You give them the code and you pick it up, or maybe at a Western Union or whatever, right? There's all these different ways. But the coolest one I thought was the guy showing up on his moped, knocking on your door, right? Hey, here's your cash for your commission. So anyway, some cool things that they're coming up with that will be, happening down the road. They're working on all this stuff. Okay, it's happening. It's going to go. It's going to be an amazing, amazing experience for so many people across the world. We're going to bless so many lives with this model. It's blowing me away. So, guys, legitimacy. I get it, right? We're in pre-launch starting next Saturday. We will have that legitimacy. We will have the way to get paid. We will have a portal where we can actually have our product and show people how they can save money and all that stuff. It's going to be really cool at that point. Okay. We've got 63 countries, which is unheard of. No other company I've ever seen in my life has had that many countries right from the get-go, right? To take payments and pay people out that quickly. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome what they put together in such short time, in just 30 days. So let's give them a little bit of, benefit of the doubt. Let's be patient with them as they continue to build this thing out. Let's understand that they're living on, an hour's sleep a night, trying to make this all work, because they're getting so much pressure from us, right, as the field, with thousands and thousands of people coming in from all over, and they're trying to do it for us. Okay, so I, for one, am so grateful to everything they're doing, the sacrifices they're making, the 5 creators and everybody else there at the office. It's amazing. It's amazing to see what they're doing, the talent that's behind it, how quickly this has come together. I've been involved in a few pre-launches before, and I've just never seen anything of this quality, of this caliber. It's awesome. It really is, guys. We are so blessed to be part of something this good. So you guys have seen, right, the website, getarevcard.com. Okay. That is a site you can use right now, and it has legitimacy on it, right? So let me show it real quick. I've got it pulled up here. And I just want you guys, for now, this is something you can use to recruit, to show people what we're doing, everything. Okay, it has the welcome. It has, the 2-minute video here. Okay, you can find out more about the Revv Card and everything. Then it's got, so on this little page here, find out more about the Revv Card. Talks about what it is, what we're doing with it, and everything. Okay, talks about how you can load all these other cards into one, all that stuff. It talks about the savings at the 375,000 merchants, all that stuff. Okay, and then comp plan, right? Talks about, so here's a quick little video, 16-minute video about what we're doing, how the comp plan works, all that stuff. Good little video that we can share with people. And then, of course, meet the creators. Okay, so this is cool. This has the real information. All right. So instead of making stuff up, instead of exaggerating, make sure you go check this out. Go look at this website. It's got everything about Richard, everything about Troy, everything about Kevin, everything about Trent and his company, NetChain Squared, that allows him to get the card and the discounts involved with the cards and all that stuff. And talks about how he worked at Google, right? And he was in charge of all of the. So this is interesting. This AP and AR. So if you don't know financial terms, what that stands for is accounts payable and accounts receivable. Okay, that's what that stands for. So yeah. So when I was talking about accounts payable, that's him. having some dude in Brazil show up on a motorcycle to your house and knocking on your door, handing you some cash. Okay, that's an accounts payable thing. An accounts receivable. That's that's the money coming in, right? That's when we pay for our membership. Okay, and he was in charge of like Latin America and so North America, Latin America, and I think this is Europe. I'm not sure what EMEA is, but anyway, good stuff. Okay, so Trent, he's the real deal, but he's just a normal average dude, worked at Google. I think he said he also worked at Facebook for a little bit. So he's got some good connections, right? He's a great guy to be working with. Okay, but he didn't create the universe. Okay, John Holbrook, right? Amazing individual. He's just done awesome stuff. He was managed $1 billion funds and stuff. I mean, it's like, wow, he knows what he's doing when it comes to money. Then these guys right here, this is the bread and butter. This is what is making this so real. Okay. Terry McEwen. Terry McEwen is African-American, and he actually was the director for the state of New Jersey. Okay, the Department of Banking and Insurance. He was appointed by the governor and confirmed by the state Senate there, and he regulated all the $170 billion financial industry of the state of New Jersey. Okay, he handled banks and credit unions and insurance and all that stuff, right? And he actually did that during the global financial crisis, from 2006 to 2010. So when the whole recession hit in 2008, 2009. Yeah, he was there doing that, handling all that stuff, helping banks just get profitable again, right? That's what he does. His goal is to help minority-owned banks, okay? So minority means African-American, maybe, Hispanic, women-owned banks, right? Any kind of minority, they own these banks. And he goes in and he helps them to recover, to turn them around, right? To make them profitable, all of that stuff. That's what he does, right? He's amazing. And he's got an amazing story to tell. And when it comes time, we'll hear from him and the story of, inner city banks and recovering, minority owned banks, all this stuff. It's really cool. Okay. Yesterday, so I haven't met him personally, but just everything I'm hearing is like, wow, okay. He is the guy. Then we have this gentleman, Peter, and I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It's like Rancy or something like that. Hope that's right. But anyway, we met him yesterday, Peter Rancy. He's from Australia, and he has an amazing story too. He was able to do amazing things with the banking industry and insurance industry in Australia, and they only have like 4 major banks there in Australia, and that's pretty much it. It's not like here in the United States where we have really big banks and then we got thousands of little ones. He was able to do some amazing things there in Australia. Then he came here to the United States with the challenge, right? He's like, I want to see what I can do in the United States. And he's been doing all kinds of stuff with that, with the banking industry and working with Terry to make things better for banking all across the country. And they had some major plans that they were going to do and implement regarding helping banks to recover, and they were going to use a card, right? Some other card that they wanted to use, but when they came across, so I guess it was Trent met with Peter, I think that's right, and or Roger, maybe it was Roger. Anyway, they all three somehow met. And they said, hey, we've got this card, and it was like the stars aligned, right? And they said, holy cow, your card is so much better than what our card was planning on being. So let's partner up, right? Let's team up, and let's use your card to then go and do what we were planning on to help these banks and do all these amazing things. And so it was just a match made in heaven. And then they met, obviously with Richard and the whole concept of what they want to do, with revenue sharing, right? And what we're doing at our network and stuff. And they said, holy cow, this is even better. And so it was a match made in heaven, to be able to say, yeah, we're going to merge this banking with this technology that Trent has, with his Net2Squared software and the Revv Card and the revenue share thing, and the fact that we're going to go out and get a customer base based on us, wanting to go out and build our teams, everything. And it's just this perfect, awesome opportunity that, nobody could have planned this, right? It was just all providence, whatever you want to call it, that the three of them all kind of got together and said, yep, let's do this and make it happen. So it's guys, this is going to be so fun. And then, of course, Craig Sanders. I don't know much about him, just what I've read here. He's also involved. And then last but not least is William Fleury. We met with William or Bill yesterday as well. He was there talking to us, and he's making things happen too. He's just everything he's done in the past with with architecture and banking and other stuff is just absolutely amazing what's coming down the pipe. So, guys, we have some amazing people behind us. Okay, legitimacy should not be an issue, right? It should not. We should be able to confidently talk to people and say, hey guys, this is how it really is. Here's the 2-minute video. Okay, right here in the welcome. Okay, here's this little 2-minute video. Here's what it's all about. This is our plan to change your financial world. Okay, we have a Revv Card code, so you can jump in, save $30 on joining, all the way through the end of the month. They extended that till the 30th, right? All that. Here's some more details on the card. Here's how you get paid, right? Here's the compensation model. Here's what they're doing for us. It's a revenue share thing where they're going to, there's 5 ways to get paid, all of that. We know, getting paid on the subscription, to be a charter member, getting paid when people swipe the card and use their Revv account, getting paid when people pay their mortgages, getting paid when people participate in the rewards program, and then getting paid when people buy the card itself, right? And it's just simple, okay? There's honesty, transparency, all of that. And then if people want to know more, a little bit more legitimacy there, okay, well, here's the creators, here's who they are, here's what they're doing, this is their background. Get ready for some major things getting announced, on the 15th. And then, of course, from the 15th through January, major improvements, awesome new perks, the bank account itself coming out, right? All those things, and then culminating with our January 6th launch, where it will all be made available to everybody across the world. It's going to be a fun ride. Okay. So, guys, we are in the best opportunity on the planet. We just are. Okay. So here's how I want to end this. The real opportunity, things as they really are. Okay. How are things really? Right? Here's where we're really at. Doesn't matter who you are, you could probably use a little bit of extra money at the end of the month. Okay. I know everybody's lifestyles are different. I know, there's certain people in certain countries that we're going into where they literally make $30 a month. Their rent payment is $15 a month, right? In like the Philippines, we got some people like that. Okay. For them, even just $38 is a lot. Okay. It's a lot. That's a month's salary. So I remember hearing stories about, there's a company, I won't name it, but it was a juice company. And this was a few years ago. But I remember hearing the story about, they were launching, right, trying to go international. And they went to the Philippines and they would do a big old meeting, and they have 200 plus people at the meeting because the people there were hungry. They were desperate, right? They wanted something. They wanted a way to improve their situation. And they would flock to these meetings, right? They'd come to these big presentations because, somebody that would do a thing in a hotel room, right? And like, wow, okay, come hear about how to make some money. And so the people would show up and they'd talk about this amazing juice and how it was good for you and stuff. And they talk about the compensation model and how you make money. And at the end of the meeting of 200, okay, they would maybe get 5 that would actually decide to sign up to pay. And how would they do it? Well, it would be a family, a whole, extended family, cousins and aunts and uncles and whoever that would pitch in, right? They'd pitch in a part so they could buy one position. They'd come up with just between all of them, they'd come up with the $100 and whatever dollars, right, that it was going to cost them to join and have that position in the tree. Okay. And they would do it, and they would buy their package, right? And they would get their, whatever is it, like 2-3 bottles of juice. And they were so excited. And they would, oh, okay. And they would start to tell other people about it and everything. And in the hopes, right, that they would be able to build a team and make some money and have that residual income that we all want, right? I mean, we all want it. It's doesn't matter if you're from the Philippines or you're making $100,000 a year. We all want that. So they would do that. But what would happen? And it's just the reality of the situation. We know this. They might have gone, another month, right? They might have pulled their funds again and done it so they could pay their next month's auto ship. But by month 3, they were done. They were done because there was no way. There was no way that they could actually afford that because the compensation model was not enough to cover their expenditures, right? I mean, they probably, if they went out and recruited a whole nother group of family, right, trying to do it, they might make, $20, something like that in a commission, right? And then like a fast start bonus kind of thing. And then, maybe another $5 in residual. Not realistic. It's not real. And so they would all quit, right? But it would just kind of continue, right? Because they would do the meetings and stuff. And so what was happening was people, they were just, it's harsh, but they were getting scammed by these companies. And it's frustrating, right? It's frustrating. I think most of us have all heard stories similar to that, maybe, where you give people hope and you give them dreams, and then those dreams and hopes get crushed because the model is broken. It doesn't work, right? And there's other not so drastic situations, right? And that was just an example. That's maybe an extreme example. And there's other legitimate network marketing companies out there that have figured out how to let people participate, a little bit cheaper and kind of get in profit a little bit quicker through retail bonuses and sales and all that. So, I don't want to bash the industry as a whole, but these are just realistic situations and stories that I've come across that have always frustrated me, right? Ever since I got started in what we're doing in network marketing. So we all need that extra income. We do, right? Doesn't matter who you are. But the question is, how do you get it, right? And I think most of us on this webinar are experienced enough to know and understand what Robert Kiyosaki has taught with his cash flow quadrant, that being an employee is not going to be the answer because you only have 24 hours in a day and you can only rent yourself out, for so many hours in a day. You could get a second job or, do certain things to kind of help cover the bills, but that's not going to produce wealth. It's not going to produce freedom. It's not. The only way to get free is to go on the right side of the quadrant, which means you're a business owner and you have assets, or you're an investor, right? Those two things. So, how do you get into the business owner and investment class, right? Well, you either have a lot of money to put into some kind of investment, right? Stocks or whatever, or you have a business and that business is producing for you, okay? But traditional business is not easy because there's all the overhead, right? Having employees or having, a place, you got to pay rent and all that stuff. So what becomes the easy solution? Well, it becomes MLM, network marketing, right? And so for everything bad that we say about network marketing, there's some good to it, right? The whole concept of low overhead, work from home, leveraging, right? Team building, all that kind of stuff is cool. Okay. So there's good things. You just got to have the right model and the right compensation, the right price point, right? And a product that gives real value. So what do we have? Our network. Our network is that. It is a way for somebody to join for just $38 a month instead of $150 a month. Okay. What do they get? They get savings of hopefully right around $50 a month. Okay. So they're saving more than they're spending. Right. It gives them also an opportunity to make money, right, by building a team. So for just that $38 a month, you now have a back office, you have a customer support staff, you have all the marketing material, professional videos made for you, all these things, right, that normally you'd have to do by yourself. Okay, but you get that. That's what you're getting for the $38 a month. Is you're getting a business, right? Kind of a built for you business that they at corporate do it all, and they just give you the tools you need, and you just go out and tell people about it, and they handle fulfillment, they handle support, they handle paying commissions, they handle all that stuff. All you got to do is just go talk about it and be a leader, right? For just $38 a month. That's what you're getting, right? You're getting the opportunity to own your own business. Okay. So let's be very careful. And when we talk about, what's the $38 a month for? It's not, it's not the rewards portal itself. Okay. No, that's just a piece of it. All right. What you're actually getting is the whole opportunity. Okay. Because even free customers, when we get those later on, they'll have access to the rewards portal as well. Right. So people would ask then, oh, well, why am I paying $38 a month when the free customer gets the same thing I'm getting? No, free customers don't get the opportunity to build a business. They don't get the opportunity to have all the marketing stuff made for them. Plus, there's going to be some other cool incentive things for business owners. All right. That's what we are. We're charter members. We are purchasing the right to represent the company and have a business. Okay, that's what we're getting for our $38 a month. All right. So, and with our amazing comp plan, 3 is better than free, right? What does that mean? So if you enroll 3 people, you bring 3 people to the table, right? With everything, with the way the subscription pays out, and with the way that they're going to be spending, with the card swipes and possibly paying their mortgage and all those other things, then you will definitely be making more than you spend each month. So you are now profitable. So being profitable with just 3, having all these perks, right? The product itself is worth it. Okay. It's not some overpriced thing that you don't really want or need. We have the perfect opportunity. We just do. And it's in 63 countries. Okay. Right from the beginning. And we can take money from them and pay them. So there is literally nothing else on the planet better than what we have. There's not. Okay. Now, if you're in some other company, that's great. Right. I'm not knocking that. And we need that. That's cool. And it's a niche product, right? And it's probably helping people. You might have, health or whatever products. And that's great, right? And not saying stop doing those. I'm just saying what we have here is so universal, so perfect, so accessible that you just have to be part of this. It's just a no-brainer, okay? Because it will help you to supplement that extra income that you need. And if you're a professional networker, and you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. This whole retention thing, people quitting on you because they can't afford it anymore, or because they're not finding value in the product anymore, or whatever it is, right? Wouldn't you like to be able to offer them something? Wouldn't you like to be able to, if somebody just gives up, right, because they're so frustrated with the way it works, or they're in a country that your company's not in, or just whatever, to be able to tell them, hey, I have something for you. I do. I have something that I think will work for you. You're going to get savings. You're going to be able to have a bank account from the United States. You're going to be able to get paid amazingly well. Why don't you check this out? I think we can change the world with this. So, guys, let's take advantage. We are in the best opportunity on the planet. We really are. It's the easiest way for somebody to find that true residual income that will lead eventually to their financial freedom, their time freedom, so that they can have a better life. They can go out and make the world a better place because they have the means to do it. That's what we have here. Now we can reach down and lift up those that are struggling. Now we have a way to invite people to improve their lifestyle, and it's not threatening. It's easy. It makes sense. So guys, let's go out and do it. Let's get the word out there. There's no more excuses. We're ready to rock and roll. So we will see you next Saturday at the event. We're not going to be doing this this webinar because we'll be doing the Super Saturday. We'll figure out how we're going to transmit that, whether it's through here or through a Facebook Live. We'll decide that. But in the meantime, take advantage. Do not squander the opportunity, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.